going to say good morning. It's not morning. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
And welcome to the fellowship, all those here present and watching virtually. Thank you so much for joining us. At fellowship, we recognize all encounters are holy, and we know that our time together is by divine appointment. To open our service, please stand and we'll sing together the version of our opening song, which is the prayer of the children of love. And you'll find it on the front of your songbook. Please fill this out if you're new to us and interested in receiving information about the fellowship for today's events and activities, or if your information has changed so we can keep our directory up to date. On the back of the card, take a moment to list anyone that you would like to have a comment, prayer request for, and fill this out and we will collect them at the time of our tithing. And put the card in the basket. Sorry, I lost my place. So let's begin our service with a meditation. And I'm going to invite you to be as comfortable as you can, where you're sitting, laying down, home, piano, wherever you are. Invite you to close your eyes and feel the earth, the ground below us, that holds us steady and keeps us connected and solid and as one. Think of a beautiful light that comes from below and from above that leads us here so that we can be together and we can be a part of this universe, which makes us all one. Thinking about your feet, start there and begin to relax them. Just breathe in and breathe out into your toes, the soles of your feet, your heels. Follow that thread up to your shins and your calves, and breathe into both sides. in and out, slowly, gently, moving into your breath. Moving up to your thighs, feeling how your body is comfortable where you're seated, breathing in and breathing out. Moving up to your hips, your sit bones. You're relaxing even more and more, breathing into this area. Moving into your ribs, into your back, into your lungs. All that fills your core and holds you solid. Breathing in this area and then breathing out. Think about your chest, your neck, your jaw. If you were frowning, just give a little smile and breathe into that. And see how that feels and relaxes your muscles. Moving up to your forehead, your cheeks. Feel them just relax, breathing into that area. Move up to the top of your head and feel the warmth of connection. And know that the universe holds you in this holy space, in love, peace, and in comfort. Slowly bring your attention back to this room. Wiggle fingers, toes, and when you're ready, open your eyes. And you're welcome back here with us. I have just a brief reading that I found from Jack Cornfield not long ago. Something is going to give you food for thought for this rainy December day. We are what we think. All that we are arises with our thoughts. With our thoughts, we make the world. Think about that. Ponder it. Wanted to give a warm welcome to Maury and Tamika.
As we come to the end of 2024, I'm reminded how fast the time goes. And so I wanted to play with Maury an original song called The Time Is Now. It's about embracing every moment because time does fly. Time is now. Warm sun sings like a golden peach behind a round tower lighthouse at the far end of the beach. Don't say we'll have time. Only after all these busy days are done. Love on this moment, it all works out somehow. When we add up all the time we're left with now, the time is now. No time like now. The time is now. Warm house, quiet now all the time. If dishes can wait, we'll take a moment to unwind and dream of traveling back to the lakeshore in June. We really should stop saying, well, someday soon, embrace this moment. Don't say we'll have time. Only after all these busy days are done. Love on this moment, it all works out somehow. When we add up all the time we're left with now, the time is now. No time like now. The time is now. The time is now. The time is now.
Oh my gosh, music just touches your soul, doesn't it? Now I invite you to stand if you're able, and we're going to sing a fellowship song. And it is on page 45, after which keep standing and we'll do our namaste and hugs.
What song? It's
Page
Weed.
45.
Yes, yeah.
Together.
maybe even a little more.
This is so wonderful to hear, not unlike herding cats. We were talking and some of us got the memo to wear burgundy, so. That's absolutely not a problem. I want to introduce our speaker who, this is not the service leader responsibility, but I'm doing it anyways, Mary. Mary does so much for us behind the scenes that I think we don't know about, and I think we need to give her a super huge round of applause for her work. She's very humble, and now I introduce Reverend Mary Savai.
I did not get the burgundy memo.
You got the brown memo, because I think that Corey and you have brown today. It's all good.
One spilled bottle of wine away.
I love it. Perfect. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Thank you for being here today. Well, we are 2 days away from the first day of a brand new year, January 1st, 2025. And I don't know if some of you might remember from school. I'm sure I learned this at some point in school, but I didn't remember it, and I just discovered it again recently. The Roman god Janus. Does anybody remember? No? Okay. Well, good. Actually, January is named after the Roman god Janus, and he's depicted as one head with 2 faces facing the opposite direction. And he was known as the god of beginnings and endings, the god of doorways, transitions and passages, past and future. And that's where we stand right now.
Yeah.
And to me, I think it's something that we can get really kind of excited about. We just stand on this precipice of between the past of 2024 and this new chapter in our lives. I've been thinking about it recently as moving into this energetic portal of 2025. So these next few days that we have here are precious days that we can use to do some reflection. They can provide us with some insights that can serve us really well in the new year to come. And we can take our cue from the god Janus by looking back before we look forward. So even if we feel like running away from 2024 full tilt, if we just take some time to reflect and look back, there are gifts to be found there. And I think it's especially true if you feel like you need to sprint out of 2024 and not look back. If that's how you're feeling, then there are definitely gifts in looking back. So I think if we take this time and we look back with very specific purpose to learn and grow from our experiences that we've had, both challenges and blessings. from this purpose, we can focus on and look for some specific things over the past year. I'm just going to go through some of these things and talk about them a little bit. One is to identify the areas of personal growth that we've experienced in our struggles and in our finest hours. We can examine our challenges and consider how they have opened us up to grow spiritually. And we can look for times that we felt divinely guided, either through intuition or divine inspiration. So when I took a little time to look back on 2024, my most challenging occurrence that happened in this last year was closing the fellowship office. It was hard. It was hard in those 2 months. And it was physically challenging, mentally and emotionally challenging. There were so many balls being up in the air to juggle, and so much coordination and scheduling of finding homes for all these things that were in our office. Some of which we had, for 40 years. Old documents that needed to be shredded, just a bazillion books. And so, when I look back on that, I remember being exhausted when it was all done. But I also can find some wonderful gifts in it. And spiritual growth from my perspective as well. When we got to the point of needing to do a real push toward the end, we needed to be out of the office by April 30th. May 1st was our deadline, but I had made a commitment that everything would find a new home by April 30th. And I would go in and I would envision an empty room. And I would envision myself doing a final vacuum of the carpet and taking a final look back behind my shoulder as I walked out the door. But it seemed like a long way to go. And just before that big push, I hurt my back. And so I couldn't really do as much physically as I normally would do. And so what did I have to do? I had to ask for help. And I had to ask for a lot of help. And a lot of help showed up. A lot of you in this room. And asking for help is something that I kind of do. That's my second thought. My first thought is I got it. But it was good for me. It was so good for me to experience that. And to, just stand back and watch all of the little miracles and all of the help that came through the door. The other thing that I had to do, and I found it necessary and very helpful, is to trust. To trust that it would all work out, everything would find its home, and there would be that empty office on April 30th. And also just allowing things to unfold as they would unfold. Just recognize it and allow it. There were lots of times when, in my lovely schedule I had on my desk, where people were coming to pick things up, and they didn't come when they said they would come. And it was like a domino effect, because things had to be done before things could go out the door. The books had to come off the bookshelves before people could come and pick up bookshelves. Documents had to come out of drawers before people could come and pick up storage units. I was planning it in a sequence, and sometimes the sequence didn't happen exactly the way I had planned. But it all worked out. And I just want to share a couple of the little miracles that I remember. One thing that everybody was a little concerned we wouldn't find a home for was the piano. Remember that, Richard? We were thinking, oh boy, who's going to want a piano? Who's going to come and have to transport it, all those things. But honestly, it was one of the first things to go. And so I was feeling really encouraged at that. But, and it was going to a little girl's home who was just starting piano lessons. And that just warmed my heart too. It's nice to know your things that you're finding new homes for are going to wonderful places where they're appreciated. So I had scheduled for the pickup, and they came on time. They rolled up in a U-Haul. They brought the ramps down out of the truck onto the concrete, and two gentlemen walked in. And we did our business and talked and chatted, and then they decided, okay, we're going to get this going, and they started rolling the piano out to the truck. And I'm looking at the piano, and I'm looking at the ramps, and I'm thinking that those piano legs are not going to fit up those ramps. So they got out there, and they tried different angles of trying to get it up, and I was kind of doing, oh gosh, please don't roll it back in and say that you can't take it. And as I kind of turned away and I was just like thinking, please let it work out, I looked up again, and these two gentlemen picked that piano up, which had to have been close to 500 pounds, walked it up the ramp like it was, a suitcase. And these gentlemen, you don't hear me say this, were not big, strong, muscly guys. They were, kind of thin and kind of fragile looking. And I just thought to myself, now that is a miracle. That is a miracle. And I'm thinking that the father probably was so motivated with his little daughter at home waiting for that piano to come home that he was going to get it in that truck one way or another. So that was wonderful. And then there was another time when an older couple, also very fragile, drive up in this bright red pickup truck. And they had come to pick up 2 7-foot tall bookshelves. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, how are they going to get those bookshelves in the truck? These are tall, heavy bookcases. And we started, talking again and taking some of the shelves out to make it lighter. And here I am with, my back hurting. And actually, I think our dear Phyllis Lloyd was there with me, and so she was ready to pick up one end of the bookcases if she had to. And what didn't walk through the door was this big, tall, strong man with his little boy. He was scheduled to come an hour later, but he came. He walked through the door, and he heard us talking. And he said, "Oh, what's wrong? Can I help?" And we told him the situation, and he said, "Oh, just let me handle it." He picked up the bookcase over his head, all by himself, walked it up to the truck, both of them, strapped them all in, with bungee cords for the little couple. And I was hoping they had some help on the other end when they got home, but it was all taken care of. Another miracle, as far as I'm concerned. He wasn't due for another hour. And the other thing about the whole experience was that everyone who came to pick up things, who bought things, books, desks, storage units, there was was a woman who bought 3 storage units to put in her art studio. I think Bill Dietrich helped her transport some of those units to her house. They were so happy to receive these things. And they gave donations, most of them, but just thrilled to be, to get these items. So just in doing that, thinking about that occurrence, what happened, and of course my first thought was, oh, it was so hard, and I was so tired. But so many wonderful little miracles throughout the process. So I'm hoping that you can find miracles in your challenges when you take some time to do some reflection. And another one is, I think, really important for us, is to consider if our thoughts, words, and actions were in alignment with our values and what we wanted our life experiences to be. So if you're like me, I think what you would find is that, yes, there were a lot of thoughts, words, and actions that were in alignment, and there were probably some that were not. But if we find the ones that were in alignment, I want to encourage you to allow yourselves to feel really good about that. And, just feel good about the unfolding and the result of these things that you created with your thoughts, words, and actions. The growth that occurred, the improvement in conditions or circumstances, the progress that you made, the peace that you felt, and the joy that you felt. And then for those things those times when they weren't in alignment with your values or the way you wanted your life experience to be, see if you can't identify why not. Why did you make those choices that weren't in alignment? You might even want to consider, is that particular value still a priority for me? But whatever you determine, I ask you to be really gentle and forgiving with yourself. And to be grateful, so grateful, for the opportunity that we have to always make another choice. And especially as we're moving into this new year, whatever occurred in 2024 that may not have felt right, you wished hadn't happened, we have an opportunity to make different choices. And just as important to reflect on what went wrong is all the things that went right, and we can just fill our hearts with gratitude for the blessings and acknowledge the gifts that happened over the last year. A couple things that I came to mind right away for me were the wonderful times that I spent with my daughters and the amazing, amazing experience it is to be here at the fellowship with all of you. So as we turn to look forward to 2025, what is the risk? The risk is that we will repeat 2024 in 2025, repeating old patterns and thinking and behavior that really didn't contribute to our conscious evolution, that really didn't bring us in alignment with love. And even if we are repeating patterns and behavior that kept us comfortable, just a thought, it is possible we're not opening to new growth. Trying to keep things the same all the time, even if it's comfortable, can cut us off from new adventures and experiences and relationships. At the beginning of chair yoga class, as we're centering ourselves and breathing deeply, our wonderful Julie Dillon asks us to set an intention for the session. Just a word or two, she says. My words are usually tall and strong. So I'm going to ask you to do a little reflection here with me just for a few moments. Maybe go back within, close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, and see what bubbles up for you. What words bubble up for you as your intention for this coming year? Just one or two words, rather than making a big list of resolutions. What comes up? And if you have something, you find something in there, just open your eyes and look up. Oh no, you've got it. So the two words that I came up with for 2025 are strong connections. And I'm going to remind myself regularly, and I invite you to as well, throughout the year, find some creative ways to remind yourself of your intention. Set your phone reminder to go off at a certain frequency, put a note on your bathroom mirror, write in your journal, whatever works for you. Just repeat that reminder of those one or two words, your intentions for 2025. So I've been talking a lot about, on the Sundays that I speak, about reaching out and opening our hearts wider and wider to others and letting that love flow. And I want us all to be thinking about that and what thoughts and actions will promote strong connections in my life. That's what I'm thinking about with my source and with others. And I found this book, and I want to say, Deb Clifton sent me a photo of this book. Did you?
I did.
Well, I just glanced at the photo, and then I started seeing things about it online. And it's by David Brooks, and it's called How to Know a Person. The Art of Seeing Others Deeply and Being Deeply Seen. And I can't think of anything more fitting and more wonderful to read and study in this new year to create strong connections. So I want to offer a book study for anybody who's interested in reading this with me and discussing things. We can just use it for guidance. So if you are interested, just let me know and we'll work out the details later. But I think it would be a wonderful thing to go into the new year with it, with that inner consciousness. So I'm just going to leave you with two things here to close. Let us both be and celebrate the bridge builders, the hand holders, and the light bringers, the extraordinary souls who quietly weave us together in unity and love. David Brooks calls these people illuminators, people who shine their light on others so that those others feel seen and respected. And this affirmation from Thich Nhat Hanh: I promise myself that I will enjoy every minute of the day that is given me. Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you.
For Mary. Course in Miracles that giving and receiving are one in truth. Every one of us benefits and our community as a whole thrives because of your generosity. Thank you so much for your generous donations that support the work of the fellowship. And John is going to pass the basket, and if you have one of the comment prayer cards, feel free to put that in there.
And so we can sing I Am Grateful.
And we'll sing, I am grateful.
Sing with me.
Now please, join me as we bless our offerings and affirm our abundance by reading together the blessings on the front of your bulletin. The
Light of divine love shines eternally, blessing and multiplying our tithes and offerings. I joyously give, knowing my Father's hand shares and expects the other.
And let's just take a special moment to go back inward, join together in prayer. Remember those who are listed on the connection cards in the basket, and all others we wish to remember and hold in prayer. Just close your eyes and think of those people. And we are praying for comfort for them. We are praying for peace. And we are holding them in our hearts. And together we say, and so it is.
Morning.
Thank you so much for that beautiful, beautiful sermon, Mary. Our next tune is Both Sides Now by Joni Mitchell. And I think it really flows into what you were saying, that when we have these hard times, there's also miracles, and there's always two sides to every experience. So this is Both Sides Now.
they only block the sun. They rain and snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in the way. I looked at clouds from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow it's clouds illusions I recall. I really don't know clouds at all. Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels, a dizzy dancing way you feel as every fairy tale comes real. I've looked at love that way. Now it's just another show. You keep on laughing when you go, and if you care, don't let them know. Don't give yourselves away. I've looked at love from both sides now, from give and take, and still somehow it's love's illusions I recall. I really don't know love at all. Tears and fears and feeling proud to say I love you right out loud. Dreams and schemes and circus crowds, I've looked at life that way. And now friends are acting strange. They shake their heads, they say I've changed. Well, something's lost and something's gained in living every day. I looked at life from both sides now, from win and lose, and still somehow it's life's illusions I recall. I really don't know life at all. I've looked at life from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow it's life's illusions I recall. I really don't know life
Thank you so much, everyone, for being here in person, virtual watchers, musicians. Marissa, bye. Thank you for everything. And you may have seen as you walked in, we've got some items still on sale that are now 50% off. If you're interested, if you see something that catches your eye. And a couple other announcements. Next Sunday at 12:30 p.m. is the Voldemort Walk with me as your fearless leader. Then the Burning Gold ceremony is on the same day at 4 o'clock, January 5th. Death Cafe is Saturday, January 18th at 2 p.m. Healing Movements with Reverend Julie Dillon, Mondays at 4 here in this building. Chair Yoga with Julie on Thursdays at 4. Now I'm going to invite you to form our peace circle, and other words for that are written on the back here, and we'll have our closing blessing.
Stay for potluck.
Oh, and today is the famous this potluck, so we've got lots of food here. Thank you all.
Yeah, we will get off the